my grades kind of started slipping a lot. I just decided, I'm not a good reader. There's no hope for me. Yeah, I just stopped kind of doing my work.
I'm troubled by the platitudes about educational opportunity in the United States as if it were sufficient to have kids attend school and press them to achieve at higher levels when the basic fundamental problem is not being addressed of their command of the tools that enable them to achieve academically and thereby gain access to the social and economic mainstream.
Reading is the gateway skill. It leads to all sorts of success, much success both academically and in life. It's the skill that undergirds most of the curriculum. And if children aren't learning that skill by the end of third grade, they're in desperate trouble.
Most of the research says if the child starts out significantly behind, that's a predictor of what they're going to end up in, how they're going to end up in the third grade, the sixth grade, the problems that they're going to end up with.
In other words, first grade really predicts third and fourth grade quite well. Third and fourth grade predicts seventh and eighth grade quite well. Seventh and eighth grade predicts 12th grade quite well.
If students aren't prepared in their reading abilities and their comprehension abilities, they fall back in all areas. That's what we see, is that when I look at the data on performance later on in schools, as they get into secondary schools, all of these scores are very highly correlated for any individual. People who read well know more science, they know more mathematics.
In social studies, I was scared my A was going to go down to an F because all the reading we had to do. And in math, the word problems I couldn't understand.
Everything just started falling apart. I don't know why, but everything just started breaking down and I started getting stressed out because I didn't know how to read or nothing like that. I don't know why, it just happened.
We know that the odds, the probability of those children catching up and becoming proficient readers in 4 years from there, or by the time they graduate from high school, are very slim.
The longitudinal studies that we have regarding the evolution of reading development suggest that if you're substantially impaired in first grade, you're very, very likely to be substantially impaired in fourth grade. And if that's the case in fourth grade, you're probably looking at a school history of academic failure to one degree or another.
If you know a child's reading ability by the third grade, you generally have a very high ability to predict whether they're going to graduate from high school or not, and what their abilities are going to be and what their future is going to be.
I was in the third grade and I wasn't able to read since. And then, I was thinking maybe it'll come along. It's going to come along. And then it started to. Then that's when, I started skipping class and, saying I'll learn how to read tomorrow, or I'll learn how to read, within the next week. And then pretty soon I kept putting it off, and then that's when I came ashamed of not knowing how to read, because of some fact, it'll be kids younger than I can read a book in no time, and it'll take me, 2 or 3 weeks to read the same book.